Police are speaking to the media. This is after a pedestrian was fatally hit by a vehicle in Scarborough. Let's listen live.
Good evening. I'm Inspector Jeff Allington of the Toronto Police Service, and I am here to provide you with an update to a collision that occurred earlier today in the area of Kingston Road and Midland Avenue. At approximately 2:29 p.m. today, Toronto Police, Fire, and EMS responded to a call for a pedestrian who had been struck by a vehicle in the area of Kingston Road and Midland. An 80-year-old female was located lying in the roadway. Toronto EMS and Fire provided first aid and transported the female to hospital via ambulance. Sadly, she was pronounced deceased shortly after arriving at the hospital. The 81-year-old driver of the truck that struck her initially left the scene but returned a short time later. Preliminary information suggests that the truck may have been backing out of a driveway and that the female had slipped and fallen behind the truck and was then struck by that truck. Traffic Services is currently on scene investigating the collision and will determine the exact sequence of offense when their investigation has concluded. I'd like to remind all drivers to be aware of their surroundings at all times to prevent these type of collisions, and particularly on a night like tonight when we have very heavy freezing rain, very slick road conditions for everyone who's out on the road. Whether you be driving, riding, or walking on the road, be aware of those slippery conditions. Be careful where you step, be careful where you drive. Recognize that your vehicle is going to take a longer time to come to a stop. So please obey all the road signs, drive according to the conditions, and drive safe.
Just for the order of events, the female may have fallen first, and then the driver may not have seen her?
That's what may have happened, but that is what Traffic Services is working on determining in terms of a sequence of events.
And just given their ages, 80 and 81, is there any chance that they know each other, that there was a relationship there?
Not that I am aware of.
What can you tell us about the driver involved, how they're doing at this point?
That driver is uninjured and is cooperating with police.
How far away did the driver happen to go before deciding to come back?
That's not something that I have an answer to.
Okay. And is it the silver truck that we saw at the scene that was involved?
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay. And what can you say more about the weather at the time? Obviously, sidewalks were slick as well.
Yes, at the time of the collision, I was out at the collision scene and I was working at the time, and the road conditions and the sidewalk conditions just about everywhere in the GTA are slick, rain covered, and in some cases ice covered.
And also, obviously, we're seeing a lot of collisions at this point as well. Can you talk to more about how the freezing rain contributes to a really busy evening?
Well, in terms of collisions, anytime there's an increase in rain, and particularly in freezing rain when you've got ice conditions on the roadway and a large number of cars, given that this occurred shortly before rush hour, people are trying to get home from work. Those weather conditions contribute greatly to collisions, which again is why I remind people, be aware of your surroundings, be prepared to drive much slower in these weather conditions. Just be prepared that it's going to take you a longer drive home, but I'd like everyone to get home safely rather than be involved in a collision and have some type of injury that you're dealing with.
And one more question about the woman who was struck. Would she have been walking down the sidewalk? You said she was in the roadway at one point.
So she was located in the roadway, and Traffic Services is working on determining exactly where she was walking, whether she was in the roadway or on the sidewalk. That's not been determined at this point.
Any idea how long the road closure is going to be in place for?
That I cannot answer. That will be up to the investigators from Traffic Services and how long it takes the collision reconstruction unit to complete their task of mapping out and reconstructing the crash.
Are there charges expected here?
That, again, is something that I can't answer. That will be up to Traffic Services once their investigation is concluded fully.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we've just had a live update. This is from Inspector Jeff Allington with TPS. He says that a woman was hit and killed in the Kingston Road and Midland area. This was right before 2:30 this afternoon. An 80-year-old woman was lying in the road when police got there. She was pronounced deceased at the hospital. An 80-year-old driver drove away, but then came back. So here's what happened. Allington says that it appears the driver was backing out. The woman may have slipped behind the car before being hit without being seen. Again, this is all preliminary. The investigation is ongoing, with police giving additional warnings about slippery roads and sidewalks because of the weather. CP24's Melissa Duggan is there. You just heard her asking questions, and she will continue our live coverage this evening.